Have you ever fallen deeply in love with someone only to discover that the people closest to you don't approve? Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's your siblings. Maybe it's your friends. Instead of celebrating your happiness, they question your choices. Instead of supporting your relationship, they criticize it. And suddenly, the person you love becomes the center of family conflict. If you've ever experienced this, stay with me until the very end, because today's story might change the way you see love, family, and your own happiness. Welcome back to Real Love, Real Life, the channel where we talk about real relationships, real emotions, real challenges, and real solutions. Before we begin, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Also, every week I'll be giving a special shout-out to one active subscriber who consistently likes, comments, shares, and watches the videos all the way through. And for my yearly loyal subscribers, I'll be giving away free access to my mini course, How I Escaped the Cycle of Toxic Love, My Journey to Healing and Freedom. So stay active because your support never goes unnoticed. Now let's get into today's story. I remember meeting someone who made me feel alive again. For the first time in years, I felt understood. She wasn't perfect, neither was I. But together we created something beautiful. The conversations flowed naturally. The laughter came easily. The connection felt genuine. For once, I wasn't pretending to be someone else. I was simply being myself, and she accepted me exactly as I was. But then came the moment I introduced her to my family. I thought they would see what I saw. I thought they would notice her kindness. I thought they would recognize the happiness she brought into my life. Instead, they focused on everything else: her background, her age, her personality, their opinions, their assumptions, their fears. And suddenly, my relationship felt like it was on trial. One of the hardest things about love is dealing with the opinions of people around you. Sometimes family members genuinely care. Sometimes they're trying to protect you. But other times, they're projecting their own fears, disappointments, and experiences onto your life. The truth is this: people often judge relationships they don't fully understand. They see a few moments. You live the entire story. They hear rumors. You know the truth. They see the outside. You know what's happening behind closed doors. And that's why you must learn the difference between constructive advice and destructive criticism, because not every opinion deserves a seat at your table. I won't lie. Family rejection hurts. It hurts deeply. Because these are the people who raised you, the people whose approval you've wanted your entire life. And when they reject the person you love, it can feel like they're rejecting a part of you too. I remember lying awake at night asking myself, should I choose my family? Should I choose my relationship? Why can't everyone just get along? Why does love have to be this complicated? The emotional pressure was overwhelming. I felt torn between loyalty and happiness, between expectations and reality, between what others wanted from me and what I wanted for myself. Maybe you felt that way too. If you have, know that you're not alone. One day I realized something powerful. No one else has to live my life. No one else has to wake up in my future. No one else has to experience my regrets. No one else has to carry the consequences of my choices. Only me. And that's when I understood something that changed everything. You can listen to advice. You can consider opinions. You can respect your family. But at the end of the day, you must make decisions based on your own values and your own reality. Because living your life to satisfy everyone else is a guaranteed path to unhappiness. The goal isn't to gain everyone's approval. The goal is to create a healthy, loving, respectful relationship built on trust and mutual growth. And sometimes that means standing firm when others don't understand. As time went on, I learned that love is not just about finding the right person. It's also about protecting the relationship from unnecessary negativity. One of the most difficult things I had to learn was how to establish healthy boundaries. Many people think setting boundaries means being disrespectful. It doesn't. Healthy boundaries are actually a form of respect. I sat down with some of my family members and explained something very important. I love you. I respect you. I appreciate your concern. But I also need you to respect my decision. That wasn't easy. Some people understood, others didn't. Some became supportive. Others became even more critical. But something amazing happened. The moment I stopped trying to convince everyone, I felt free. I realized that not everyone needs to agree with my choices. Sometimes the greatest act of self-love is giving yourself permission to live your own life. If you're facing family opposition right now, ask yourself this question. Am I living for my happiness, or am I living for someone else's approval? Because those are two very different paths. Now let's be honest. Not every family concern is wrong. Sometimes family members notice warning signs we might overlook. Love can make us blind. Emotions can cloud our judgment. That's why it's important to listen carefully. Ask yourself, are they concerned because they genuinely care? Or are they simply uncomfortable with something different? There's a huge difference. If your family points out manipulation, disrespect, dishonesty, abuse, or repeated toxic behavior, don't ignore those warnings. But if their objections are based on age differences, cultural differences, social status, distance, or personal preferences, then you may need to evaluate whether their concerns are truly about your happiness. The key is wisdom. Listen, reflect, evaluate, then make your own informed decision, because healthy love and healthy judgment should always go hand in hand. One thing nobody talks about is how challenges can actually strengthen a relationship. When two people face difficulties together, they learn valuable lessons. They learn patience. They learn communication. They learn loyalty. They learn teamwork. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow. Every obstacle becomes a test of commitment. I remember times when my partner and I sat together discussing the criticism we faced. Instead of allowing it to divide us, we used it as motivation. We became better communicators. We became more understanding. We became stronger. And that's when I realized something powerful. The strongest relationships aren't built during easy times. They're built during difficult seasons. Anybody can stay together when life is perfect. True love reveals itself when life becomes complicated. Eventually, something changed. Not in my family. Not in my relationship. The change happened inside me. I stopped chasing approval. I stopped trying to make everyone understand. I stopped carrying the burden of other people's opinions. And for the first time, I felt peace. The kind of peace that comes from knowing you've been honest with yourself. The kind of peace that comes from standing firmly in your truth. The kind of peace that comes from trusting your own judgment. That doesn't mean life became perfect. Challenges still existed. Disagreements still happened. But I no longer allowed those things to control my happiness. I learned that freedom begins the moment you stop seeking validation from people who may never understand your journey. If your family doesn't accept your relationship, I want you to hear this. You are not alone. Many people have walked this road before you. Some relationships survived, some relationships didn't. But every situation taught valuable lessons. Don't allow fear to make your decisions. Don't allow guilt to control your future. Don't allow criticism to destroy something beautiful. At the same time, don't ignore legitimate concerns. Seek wisdom, seek clarity, seek truth. And most importantly, trust yourself, because nobody knows your heart better than you do. Remember this. The right relationship should bring peace, growth, respect, trust, and emotional security. If it does, don't let unnecessary negativity convince you that your happiness isn't worth fighting for. As we come to the end of today's video, I want to thank every single one of you for being here. If this story resonated with you, please leave a comment below and tell me your experience. Have you ever been in a relationship your family didn't approve of? How did you handle it? Your story might encourage someone else reading the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload from Real Love, Real Life. Also, make sure you check out my blog for more relationship advice, personal stories, and life lessons. Follow me on TikTok for daily relationship tips, motivation, inspiration, and short-form content. Follow me on Instagram, where I share relationship insights, behind-the-scenes content, and updates from the channel. All links are available in the description below. And if you're struggling with relationship issues and need someone to talk to, I'm now offering one-on-one relationship guidance. You can send me a message through Instagram. Tell me your situation. Tell me your challenges. Tell me what's weighing on your heart. I'll personally review your message and provide my advice and possible solutions through a voice message response. You'll find all the contact information in the description. Also, don't forget to check out my mini course, How I Escaped the Cycle of Toxic Love, My Journey to Healing and Freedom. In this course, I share the lessons, mistakes, heartbreaks, healing process, and breakthroughs that transformed my life and helped me finally find freedom. And make sure you watch my powerful video, How to Stop Loving the Wrong People and Finally Choose You, My True Story. That video has already helped many people recognize unhealthy patterns and begin their healing journey. Before I go, I want to introduce you to Chrissy Work Media. Chrissy Work Media is dedicated to helping individuals, entrepreneurs, creators, and businesses grow their online presence through creative, professional, and results-driven digital services. Whether you need social media management, video creation, graphic design, content marketing, advertising, or branding support, Chrissy Work Media is committed to helping you stand out in today's competitive digital world. Their mission is simple: to help businesses get seen, get noticed, and grow. They believe every business deserves visibility, every entrepreneur deserves an opportunity, and every brand deserves professional representation. With creativity, consistency, professionalism, and strategy, Chrissy Work Media helps turn ideas into results. They don't just promote businesses, they help businesses grow. If you're ready to increase your visibility, attract more customers, and build a stronger online presence, message Chrissy Work Media today. Your next level of growth could be one message away. Family opinions may influence your life, but they should never completely control it. Listen carefully, think wisely, love responsibly, choose courage over fear, choose peace over pressure, choose growth over guilt, and most importantly, choose a life that reflects your values, your truth, and your happiness. Because at the end of the day, this is your story, your journey, your future, and your chance to create the love and life you deserve. Thank you for watching Real Love, Real Life. Take care of your heart, protect your peace, and never stop believing that real love is possible. Sometimes love doesn't fail because two people aren't right for each other. It struggles because the world around them doesn't understand them. This is a story about a man named Daniel and a woman named Amara, two people who met unexpectedly, fell deeply in love, and found themselves standing between something beautiful and something painful. Because sometimes, the hardest battle in love is not between two hearts. It's between love and family approval. Daniel met Amara on a rainy afternoon at a small cafe. It wasn't planned. It wasn't expected. It just happened. She was sitting by the window, reading a book, sipping tea quietly while the rain tapped gently on the glass. Daniel noticed her smile first. Not loud, not forced, just peaceful. He walked over and asked, "Is this seat taken?" Amara looked up, surprised, and smiled softly. "No, you can sit." That one simple moment changed everything. They started talking about life, dreams, struggles, healing, and hopes they never told anyone else. For the first time in a long time, Daniel felt understood, and Amara felt safe. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Their bond grew stronger. They weren't perfect, but they were real. They laughed together. They supported each other. They healed each other's emotional wounds. And slowly, Love started to grow. But Daniel knew something that made his heart heavy. His family had expectations, strong expectations. They had already chosen who they thought was right for him, and Amara was not that person in their eyes. The day Daniel introduced Amara to his family, everything changed. The room felt colder than usual. Smiles were forced. Silence was heavy. Amara tried her best, polite, respectful, kind. But Daniel's family had already made up their minds. Later that night, the arguments began. Is this really who you chose? She doesn't fit our family values. You deserve better. Those words didn't just hurt Daniel, they shook him. For the first time, he felt torn between two worlds. One side was love, the other was family. At night, he sat alone, thinking, what if I lose my family? But then another question came. What if I lose Amara? Amara also felt the pressure. She never wanted to be the reason for conflict. One night, with tears in her eyes, she told Daniel, I don't want to come between you and your family. Maybe I should walk away. Daniel held her hand tightly and said, no, don't decide my life for me. I love you, but I just need time. Days became emotionally heavy. Family pressure increased. Arguments became frequent. Love became tested. But instead of breaking immediately, Daniel and Amara started learning something important: communication. They stopped reacting and started listening. They stopped fighting the world and started strengthening each other. Daniel realized something powerful. His family loved him, but they didn't understand his heart. Amara realized something too. Love is not just about being chosen. It's about standing firm when things get difficult. One evening, Daniel made a decision. He gathered his courage and spoke to his family calmly. I respect you, I love you, but I also need you to respect my happiness. I am not choosing against you. I am choosing my life partner. Silence filled the room. No one responded immediately, but something shifted. Not approval, but understanding slowly began to grow. It didn't happen overnight, but love had finally spoken for itself. Moral of the story: love is not always rejected because it is wrong. Sometimes it is rejected because it is misunderstood, but real love is tested, not in perfect moments, but in difficult ones. If your love is real, it will face storms, and if it is strong enough, it will survive them. To anyone watching this, if you are in a relationship where family doesn't approve, don't rush your decisions. Listen, think, reflect. But also remember this: you are the one who will live your life. Not your family, not society, not outsiders. Choose love wisely, choose peace carefully, and never lose yourself trying to please everyone. And if you are in a healthy, respectful, genuine relationship, don't let fear destroy something that could be beautiful. But always ensure your love brings growth, not confusion, peace, not pain, and respect, not control. Daniel and Amara didn't have a perfect ending immediately, but they had something more powerful. They had honesty, they had communication, and they had the courage to stand for their love. And sometimes, that is where real love begins. If this story touched your heart, remember, like the video, comment your thoughts or your own experience. Subscribe to Real Love, Real Life, and turn on notifications. Don't forget, we talk about real love, real struggles, and real healing here. And if you are dealing with relationship challenges and need guidance, you can reach out for a one-on-one voice message session through Instagram. Just send your situation, and I will respond with advice and clarity. Also check out my blog for deeper relationship stories, my TikTok for daily motivation, my Instagram for updates and inspiration, my mini course, How I Escaped the Cycle of Toxic Love, my journey to healing and freedom. And remember, sometimes love doesn't need approval to be real. It just needs courage to survive. See you in the next video. And if you are dealing with relationship challenges and need guidance, you can reach out for a one-on-one voice message session through Instagram. Just send your situation, and I will respond with advice and clarity. Also check out my blog for deeper relationship stories, my TikTok for daily motivation, my Instagram for updates and inspiration, my mini course, How I Escaped the Cycle of Toxic Love, my journey to healing and freedom. And remember, sometimes love doesn't need approval to be real. It just needs courage to survive. See you in the next video.